Hi, I'm Logan Alexander, and welcome to another episode of Whining with Logan Alexander. Now, some of you might be asking yourselves, where's the first episode of Whining with Logan Alexander? That's a good question, and the answer is, I don't fucking know. I'm still working on the first episode of Logan getting his life together, but I think the network is postponing that indefinitely, hence the wine. To give you a brief little description of what kind of wine this is, where it's from, brand of course. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon with a rather floofy, not fluffy, floofy dog on it. It looks like a Chow mix or a Tibetan Mastiff. It's called Chateau La Paz. A very cute little Frenchy type name. They proudly support no-kill shelters, which I also support. And it's from California. It doesn't really say if it's a blend or not. I mean, I presume it's not. It doesn't say that explicitly. But, I got it because it had a dog on it, and it was affordable. And I don't make tons of money. But actually, generally, a lot of $10 to $20 wines are pretty comparable to more expensive wines. I mean, your $10, $20, $30 wines are not generally going to be better than the top shelf sommelier, waiter recommended wine at a 5-star restaurant, but some of them are reasonable in comparison. Some of them are pretty good actually. I mean, wine tasters and sommeliers, they test and they rate these wines just the same. That's why a $2 Chuck won one year. Part of the reason why you're not going to necessarily want to drink older wines that you may think, oh wow, they found this wine and buried in a dungeon in Auschwitz. I don't know. I'm assuming the Nazi officers had wine there. I mean, either some of them were drunk because they were happy, or they were drunk because they were murdering millions of people. I don't know. But their wine doesn't necessarily age very well. It will taste like mud eventually, for the most part, and you have to. That's why you see a lot of wine cellars are very particular about how they store the wine, and they're storing them like that, because if you just stored it like this upright, you would ruin it, or it would get ruined faster. Anyway, describe some basic characteristics of this wine. The tannin isn't tons. It's not an incredibly full wine. It's fairly full. Honestly, don't even take my advice on this wine aside from the dog recommendation. My mom said it was good while we were having a romantic evening watching Star Wars Return of the Jedi together. I'm sick, so my taste buds are pretty dampened right now. But I mean, it was still fairly flavorful despite all that. It did have some notes of cherry, but they were like light cherry to me. Little olive. I mean, it wasn't exceptionally sweet. Little dry. I tend to like my wines a little more dry these days. Yeah. And it pairs well with what we got here. Extreme Sour Patch Kids. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm just sick and desperate and really just kind of a slovenly person, low class, and plus the citric acid plus the acidity of the wine. If you have any sort of stomach problems, it's going to tear that shit up. Or IBS like myself, or ulcers. Yippee-ki-yay. Well, here's to Whining with Logan. I hope you enjoy this wine, Trump's presidency, and the next episode, if and when it comes out.